Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, find a way to lose. Consider leaving that donation. Go get me that fried rice and chicken wings, nice little salad, and follow me on Twitter. Now look, David Avanesyan. Look like he's going to be returning to the ring this December. But my thing is this. Avanesyan, he can fight, okay? But he, in my opinion, when it comes to the 147-pound division, is nothing more than the 147-pound version of a Jermaine Franklin. And what I mean is, he's good enough to beat some C and B level fighters, but he's not good enough for the elite. But he can make some good paydays. But basically, he'll be used as a tool to elevate better fighters. Now, we saw what happened with Jermaine Franklin. He made a little bit of noise as a heavyweight. Not many people knew him. Got the Dillian White fight. He and Dillian White fought. Did better than what most people expected. I personally think it's because Buddy McGirt told Dillian White not to kill him. And then Dillian White started to fight like an old Dillian White, started hurting him towards the end of the fight. Then after that, Eddie Hearn, being fast Eddie, brilliant Eddie, knowing how to sell a fight and matchmake, puts him in there with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua wasn't 100%, wasn't really trying to pull the trigger, and the fight ended up going the full distance. And Jermaine Franklin got another good payday, but he got another loss. And after that, what happened to Jermaine Franklin? Nothing. Now with David Avanesyan, you saw him fight Terrence Crawford. Just a glorified sparring match. When Crawford got tired of playing around, turned into Southpaw Man and tranquilized Avanesyan. Okay, Avanesyan went into hiding. He had one fight after that where he won, but he fought a guy with an atrocious record. Then he came back and he fought Boots. Now, no one really gave him a chance to win, but I knew he would fight because he can fight. We knew he wasn't going to beat Boots. But because of his performance against Boots, it has some people excited to see him again. Kind of like Jermaine Franklin after he fought Dillian White, after he fought AJ. It's like, hey, just maybe he has something to give at the heavyweight level. With Avanesyan, there's some people saying, hey, the way he got in there with Boots and was hanging in there, maybe he has something to give at the 147-pound division. Now, I'm going to tell you this about him. He's a former European and WBA welterweight champion. Okay? See, a lot of people don't know that. But to be 30 wins, 5 losses, and 18 knockouts, I want to make sure y'all know he jumped at a short notice opportunity to fight Ennis for the IBF title. And he gave us a wholehearted effort, which is what he normally does, you know. He's a fighter. But it was a short notice opportunity. If he had a full training camp, do you think that fight would have turned out differently? I'm going to say Boots would have beat him anyway. But Boots has shown us in his last 2 fights that he more wants to just walk through the fire to get to his opponents and try to just beat them down, break them down, and try to get a knockout. He didn't do it against Chikadzian, but Chikadzian, he took some artillery, shit that he just figured, I can't let this man knock me out. So what Chikadzian put himself through to get to the finish line, I don't think it was smart, but he did it. Avanesyan tried. He tried to get through the Boots artillery, but he just couldn't. And he ended up getting himself hurt. But if you listen to him, he's going to tell you, you got to keep trying. Got to fight in December. And what they're hoping is to get some of the UK's biggest names to fight him. Now, I'm gonna say this: when they start talking about Eddie Hearn and how Eddie Hearn has a bunch of good fighters, and I just think he needs to be very careful messing around with Eddie Hearn. One thing Eddie Hearn is not going to do, he is not going to allow Avanesyan to come out here and beat anyone who Eddie Hearn really feels can be a big star in boxing. Avanesyan is going to be treated just like Jermaine Taylor to come in and fight someone where they know it could be interesting, but really Avanesyan has no chance on winning. That's how Eddie Hearn operates. Suber, Matias, Montana Love. I give goddamn Avanesyan a good chance to beat Montana Love, but he may put him in there with someone that he just can't win, and just kind of treat him like Jermaine Franklin and say, okay, people are familiar with you now. We know we're gonna get you to come out here and fight. You're not gonna lay down, but you're not gonna win, which ultimately is the most important thing. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I just think he needs to be careful. And if he gets a Josh Taylor fight at some point, great. Harlem Eubank and all these other guys, Conor Ben. Let me tell you something. Eddie Hearn ain't putting Conor Ben in with no goddamn Avanesyan. He's going to take Conor Ben and put him in huge fights for titles or something like that because Conor Ben is marketable. But I think Avanesyan will beat Conor Ben. It's my opinion. But Eddie Hearn will never make that fight. So Avanesyan has to be very careful looking to Eddie Hearn to try to give him an opportunity. Because if he does, he's going to put him in with someone who's probably going to beat him. That being said, respect to Avanesyan, but I don't know what direction his career is going to go. But I just think they're going to treat him as a good comeback opponent for somebody who's supposed to beat him. And he'll be done like Jermaine Franklin. After that, he'll be in the breeze with nowhere to go. Keep cool. I am also in the breeze.